Hey guys! So day 5 started out with breakfast where we were actually welcomed by this really large iguana. It's really cool because at this restaurant, or at this resort, the waiters put out these little poles with a bunch of fruit on it and it attracts all sorts of local birds. So at breakfast, we were accompanied by a variety of little wild birds. I must say though, the red-rumped bird was my favorite one. And then we also saw a little hummingbird on our walk back to the room. So after breakfast, we headed down towards the San Carlos River where we had a little rafting trip. But first, we saw a little group of howler monkeys. So after seeing the little monkeys, we got on our raft with our lovely group and headed down the river. The river guides were hilarious, or river drivers, or raft drivers, or whatever you want to call them. They were absolutely hilarious. They would always fool around and they would like splash each other and then they would splash us. And then 2 of them actually jumped in. There was like a little swinging like rope thing and they grabbed it and like swung out of their raft and landed in this crocodile infested river.
Oh my god. There, you just got eaten. There's alligators in there. Crocodiles.
It was a lot of fun cruising down the river with everyone. So we stopped at this little bank where the guides got out and they like walked up this little path, and in the forest they were like beating stuff and they were pretending to like kill something and like sounded like a warthog or some kind of large animal. And when they came back, they had this little poison red dart frog. And then after looking at the little froggy, we all headed back down the river. So along our little trip down the river, we saw these bats like on the tree. And we saw a crocodile. And then we saw the nuts that they make chocolate from. So for lunch we stopped at Don Pedro's house or farm, and he is like this 101-year-old farmer. So we had some snacks and hung out around the farm for a little bit. And then after lunch, we were able to choose to go on the wet boats or the dry boats. And I chose the dry boat. I know, I'm boring, whatever. But you know what? I was dry on the bus ride home and I was nice and warm because I wasn't wet in the AC bus. So I approve of my choice. Thank you very much. So on our dry boat venture down the river, we saw some sloths. And we saw this heron. And then when we were done with our little river raft, we waited for the rest of the wet monkeys to join us at the landing. And on our way back to the resort, we stopped at this little rest stop, and it was actually like a little reserve for all these iguanas, and there were tons of them all over the place. After we got back to the hotel, as soon as we got off the bus, we were welcomed by these little green lizards. So after all that, Mom, Grandma, and I went to the little butterfly house. And then on our way out, we ran into a howler monkey. And a sloth. And to end our day, the group got together and we played a friendly game of football, aka soccer in America. And that was day 5. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later for day 6. Bye!